Hello, everybody. My name's Mary Ellen Stites. My business is Create With Me, and we create here in the Creativity Nest. So today is an exciting day. I'm going to take you down to my desk and I'm going to tell you why. So we've got two catalogs that are retiring here at the end of April. We've got our annual catalog, and then we've got our spring mini catalog, or we used to call it the all occasion catalog. So they're both retiring in the end of April so that we can get ready for this new wonderful annual catalog. But because of that, today is the beginning of our last chance list. So um, that means that some things are on sale. It's kind of giving you an opportunity to see what's going to go bye-bye before you get your catalog, and do some shopping. So in the video description, I've got a link to the last chance list for both of these catalogs. I've got a host code on there that if you would add that to your order at the very end before you check out, I will send you a little something in the mail. Make sure that I get your address, that you opt into that. And yeah, so it's exciting. And then the second thing is, it's my best friend's birthday today. So hi, Tanya. I'm glad you're tuning in. Just chime in and let me know if you're watching. So let me put my catalogs out of the way and tell you a little bit about my best friend. So what I want to tell you is that my best friend loves brown. So if you guys know her at all, it's Betsy Kreider, and she loves the color brown. I keep teasing her that brown's not really a color, but I'm going to use a couple stamp sets today and make her a beautiful birthday card. So we've got one stamp set that's returning. This is called Lovely and Sweet. It's in the January to April mini catalog. This one is going to stay with us. And then we've got one that was in the same suite, but this one is going bye-bye. And this one is my favorite. And I love everything about the collage work that you can create with this stamp set. But the words in here we're going to use today is all about you. Happy birthday, because today's all about her. So I'm going to bring in also some paper. I want to show you this paper. I think it's still available, but look at the touches. You can see the gold metallic, so gorgeous. So this this paper was part of that Notes of Nature and Lovely and Sweet paper. See, I can't remember. Here's some paper. It's got some gold specks on it. Here's some gold. I'm kind of flipping through it quickly. Oops, let me get that out of the way. And here again, some gold touches. There's some that you could just make card fronts with. And then this one here that has gold script on it in the pebbled path. So let me set that aside, and I'm going to bring in the pieces for my card. So we're going to start with a card base that's 8.5 by 5.5. And we're going to do a little bit of collage work. We're going to do a little bit of embossing. So if you're not familiar, if you're new to stamping, we're going to do something we call heat embossing. And heat embossing is what a lot of us will say, oh, that's exactly why I fell in love with stamping in the first place, was heat embossing. And so chime in and let me know if you're like me and you fell in love with heat embossing, because I always tell a story that I got this card from my sister, and it had two little leaves on it. It was just a copper leaf and a gold leaf, and on a little note card. And I kept that forever because I loved everything about it. I just loved to touch it. It had texture. And so it was really, really fun. So what I did here is I got some different pieces from the designer series paper, and we're going to use that. And then I've got pebbled path here and smoky slate here, because like I said, my best friend loves neutral colors. So I've just got a little scrap paper here. I'm going to bring it in because I'm going to stamp in pebbled path on the background and make kind of a collage. Start with a little bit of a collage. So I'm going to start with the Notes of Nature, and this is one that just says field notes. I'm going to start up there in the corner, and then I'm just going to kind of collage it. Now I'm going to remember that my main image is in the middle, so I'm just going to move it around my scrap paper, trying to keep things somewhat lined up if I can. I'm going to go a little bit up here. I'm going to bring in some of the spots. These are all from that same stamp set. Notes of Nature, a little bit of speckling. And lastly, I think I'm going to bring in the leaf. And I'm just going to add some and see how I'm working. I'm just working around the edges because in the middle, you're not going to see it. So I'm going to finish up this edge just like that. So there is kind of some collage work. You can see it here. It's really pretty. It's just pebble path on pebble path. Let me close up that stamp set. And then this is going to go right on the middle of it, just like that. So you're not going to see the center. So I'm going to just use some liquid adhesive here, liquid glue, and glue that right down the middle. So what I did was I'm kind of picking up a little bit of the gold, right? So that's where I want to do my embossing. So before I finish the rest of it, I'm going to show you two ideas, all right? So my first idea was, and I've already got this one done for you, is to use vellum. Well, vellum is just a see. This is a vellum cardstock. You can see through it. It's frosty. I've got one here that I just embossed. So all I did was emboss it in gold. It's so hard to see. There, maybe that. It's just embossing gold. See how it's embossing gold? And then to get this technique with just a little bit of color, because it is from her best friend and her best friend does love color, I just turned it over and I used some blend. So if you've got vellum at home, these are the colors that I use. I use light and dark Pebble Path, light and dark Calypso Coral, and light and dark Lost Lagoon. And I just colored the back, and I'm going to show you how I did it on the flowers, just so you know. But I'm going to do a different technique with using something that we still have, because I believe the vellum is sold out. But you might have some at home, and you might want to use this idea. So it's, I think you'll kind of can find it if you look online for like the stained glass technique. And so now I'm going to take the dark Calypso Coral, and I'm just coloring that flower. So it's going to look really stark and weird from the back. Let me show you. Looks like kind of a blob. But when you turn it over, see how soft and pretty that is? It's just gorgeous. Okay. So what you could do it in vellum, and I did it here, and I just hit some of the highlights with some of the lights and darks. And then I put like light, Lost Lagoon, and then I hit some of the dark places there. So that's one way to do it. But we don't have vellum anymore. So I'm going to do it with some watercolor paper and show you kind of a watercolor resist. And so some of the things you're going to need for this are your essential heat embossing tools. It comes with a powder pal, the brush, the embossing buddy, and then you're going to need a Versamark pad. So I've got one here, and I'm going to bring in the flowers from the Lovely and Sweet. I don't know why I can't remember that. Lovely and Sweet. All right, so I'm going to ink it up with Versamark. Versamark is a clear sticky ink. But before I do that, I just want to tell you, I'm going to take my embossing buddy, and I'm going to pounce it and rub it. And what that's going to do is it's going to take off my oil from my fingers, anything that's staticky. And so that way I'm not transferring and getting powder all over. So I'm going to stamp this, but you're not going to really be able to see it. You're just going to have to believe me that it's there until I add some powder. So now's where we need our little powder pal. And I've got some gold embossing powder in here. I like to keep it in this little container because it's just a little bit easier for me to use. And I'm going to sprinkle it on. My image is going to just pop out now. So see how that just pops out? So pretty. And then when you use the powder pail, you can just unscrew the bottom and then just tap it back in. And that's why I like having a little bit bigger container. It doesn't have to be huge, but just a little bit bigger. It keeps things a little bit neater. And then I want to screw on this little bit here. just like that. So we're going to bring in our heat tool, and it's going to get a little noisy. Hopefully the noise will be restricted just a little bit by the video, but I'm going to just heat emboss this, and you're going to watch the way I emboss. I'm going to start in one corner and I'm going to work my way around. I don't want to do this motion as I will miss where it's getting shiny, but I'm going to try to hold it up so that you can see it. Usually let it get good and hot. I'm going to start in one corner. This watercolor paper sometimes takes a little bit longer to start getting shiny, but you can, I think you can see it. And as it gets shiny, I'm going to move it around. I'm not going to hang around too long. Once it gets shiny, I want to move away. And I've just got these two little leaves left right here. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Okay, so there's the image just like that. And I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss, my mini machine. And I'm going to die cut that out. There's a die that matches that in the Sweet and Lovely, or Lovely and Sweet. I need to put that, Lovely and Sweet. And I'm going to just die cut it. We don't need these little words down here. We just want the image. So I'm going to lay that on. And remember, you're always making a sandwich when you're using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And that means that the part you're cutting is the good part of the sandwich, and these clear plates are the bread. So I'm going to pull that out. Hopefully I can get that. You can use washi tape if you like. I'm kind of a fly by the seat of my pants person, so okay, so let's set that aside, set that away. So now we've got our watercolor paper embossed and cut. And let me just pull it off of the image. It's on there good. And then I've got a couple little, I've got a little pokey tool here. Places I want to, I'm a little off on my image. It moved a little bit, but it's okay. It's not too bad. I've got one right there. So let me get those pieces out of the way. And I'm going to do a little bit of watercoloring. So I'm going to bring in a couple of my aqua painters or water painters and some ink. I've got Pebble Path, and I'm going to use the new peach pie on this. And I think instead of the Lost Lagoon for the leaves, I'm going to try the soft sea foam. So what you do is you just use your palms. You've seen me do this before, and smash the pads kind of so you get some color in the middle. We've done this to some. We'll see. Okay, there's a little bit. This one I know I've already got a lot of color. So I'm going to work out of the lids of my ink pads, okay? So I'm going to start with this. I should have added water to that. Hopefully it'll work. It's got a little bit. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of the soft sea foam, and I'm coloring my leaves. This is watercolor paper, and I'm going to try to just stay within that embossing. And then what I can do, if I want more color, I can go back later and add a little bit darker. So it's really easy to watercolor. This is just like, I missed one little spot there. This is just like coloring with your crayons. And yes, I did get a little off. I'm just about out of liquid here. I didn't fill it up. I've been using it so much. Okay, so we're just going to do a super light. Now, if we wanted more color, we could come in, just hit the pad, that corner of the pad, and add a little bit of darkness. I'll hold it up so you can see it. If we want a little shadowing, usually down around the base of the leaf, I'll do a little, or around the flower where it might cover it up. Okay, so there's the soft sea foam. So we're done with that. Then we're going to work on our flowers, and I'm just going to make sure that's coming out just super light. And this is the new peach pie. This is one of our new ink colors. We love pie here at Stampin' Up. We've got peach pie and pumpkin pie and pecan pie. but you know, not too many people complain about desserts. So, all right, now if I wanted to get that a little bit darker in the center, I will pick up some of this darker color and just brush it on where the gold kind of stamens are on the flowers, just like that. I'm going to clean that one up a little bit using my cloth, and then I'm going to come in and do my little, I'm going to call them cocoa pods with the pebbled path. Got a little bit here. Then I'm going to just pick a little bit of the darker and hit some of those highlights that are on with the gold, maybe a little towards the base. And then this one, just like that. All right, so there's my using the image just with watercolor paper versus with the Versamark. So there's two totally different styles. Hi, B. I'm glad you're watching. Happy birthday. All right, so we've got our card base. We've done a little collage. We've done some watercoloring. We've also used the vellum. So we're going to set that one aside because we're going to stick with this watercoloring one. Then we're going to start assembling our cards. So we need the greeting that says, today is all about you. Sometimes I say in a negative way at my house, like, today is not about you, or it's not all about you, but today is about my bestie because it's her birthday. So today is all about you. Happy birthday. I'm using her favorite colors, which are neutrals. She loves anything brown, highly. And I'm just going to flag the ends of my little word strip. And you can see what I do there is I like to come up through the middle. I eyeball the middle, and then I can meet each side just like that. Okay, so now we've got our greeting, we've got our image, we've got some designer series paper. I've got another little piece right here, and I'm going to go ahead and flag that. I didn't do this on the one. I'm going to show you it, but I'm going to do it on this one. I was a little off. I'm super off on that. Oh, hold on. I think I can make it better. I just didn't. There, that's so much better. Okay, I'm going to put that one there. I'm going to just glue that down with a little bit of adhesive. Now, my bestie will hate me, but I did not bring a piece for the inside. But I promise you that I am going to decorate your envelope, and I will decorate your inside for sure. So I've got a little bit of twine here. This is from the Baker's Essential, and I'm going to use a little bit of this gray, and I'm going to get a little mini glue dot, and I'm going to add that right there to my tag, just like that. Okay, so now it's time to just put our card together. I love this paper. I love that this paper is kind of, you know, I've used the gold on my image. It's kind of dictated what to do where. And then I'm going to lay the image down here. I'm going to add some dimensionals, and I know I have them here because I just used them a minute ago. And I'm going to lay down some dimensionals. And this image, I'm not even going to glue it on. I'm going to let my dimensionals hold it on unless they are act contrary. And then I am going to add my greeting just like that. Okay, so pretty. And then I'm super excited that the blooming pearls came back, are returning. So I'm going to actually bring my take your pick tool in, since we don't sell the other tool I have in my toolbox there. And I'm going to add a couple of the blooming pearls to the centers of the flowers. This one just about underneath there. And then I'm going to add a couple to my card, just like this. Okay, so there's a card from my best friend. Yes, it's probably me. I'm freezing, I think, but come watch me on YouTube. I'll have it all up on YouTube. Hopefully I'll be able to get the full video, because I think I've been having trouble this afternoon. So here's a card for my bestie. It's got some returning, some retiring products. Make sure that you check the last chance list. And I hope you guys do a little bit of coloring today, because it's always fun to add a little color when you're using neutrals, especially just to brighten things up. But my bestie probably would be happy if it was all brown, but we'll give her just a little bit of color because it's about her and me today. So bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.